Hey guys, and welcome to my next reaction to The Walking Dead. So, am I happy that Sebastian got bit? Am I happy that he got a little chomp chomp? Yes. Am I now worried for what the repercussions could be for some of the characters that we really care about? Yes, both can be true at the same time. As per usual, I'm really excited to get into this episode, but I'm also pretty nervous. I feel like they gave us the Sebastian death because, which is a death that I assume the majority of us were pretty happy about, because there might be some heartbreak coming up. They gave us a little gift and then they're just gonna snatch it away. You know what I mean? All right, let's get into it.
Sometimes I wonder if it takes more courage to live or die.
Stop!
We've all done things to still be here.
I have a very important mission.
Eugene.
You're the one who killed him! Sebastian!
Oh no! Oh, Daryl! Oh, sweetie, what happened? What happened? Oh.
No. I need an example. Someone to remind these people that actions have consequences.
Well, your actions
If
don't
you
seem to have
find
consequences,
them,
so some bullshit.
Citywide.
I do know that I'm saying that after her son just died, but you know what I mean.
Any known associates of Eugene Porter are to be brought in for questioning regarding the
stop.
Founders Day riot.
Really? Alright. If you want to make an enemy of these people, good luck. That's all I gotta say. Oh, hi, Aaron. Hey, sweetheart. Look at this team.
You need to get these supplies to Oceanside. Make sure they're okay. Get off to Alexandria.
I'm worried. But can we talk? Is there a more wholesome duo than Aaron and Jerry? I'm not sure there is. Also, it makes me nervous. Just want to say that. If anything happens to either of them, I'm gonna lose it.
Have you seen him since?
No,
You sure?
totally. I'll call you if I see him.
No, she won't.
Tell Eugene to turn himself in.
Absolutely not.
And wants to cooperate.
Also, it's like, I love that Mercer has this ideal vision of this place and that everybody plays by the rules, but they don't. So don't say that Eugene needs to turn himself in when they're clearly going to make him the scapegoat.
How you holding up?
It's okay, babe.
Reckon better than I deserve. My actions have put you both in extremely compromised situations.
Your family, it's fine.
That prick had it coming.
All right, what we need to do now is figure
And
out how
that.
to get you out of here.
At the risk of sounding ungrateful for all your efforts on my behalf,
Hugh doesn't want to leave Max.
I cannot leave without my beloved. I need to go
Oh,
find
his beloved.
You stay here. I will go look for Max. If I can find her, maybe we can get both of you out. Is that a deal?
you.
Look at them. Oh, Jerry! Don't, no. Jerry being injured, I don't like it. Because if shit goes down, I mean.
That's my knee.
Oh, it's cute. It's hard to move on sometimes. I get it.
Kingdom 2.0, yeah? Oh. Hello? Sir Aaron.
Oh, Aaron.
What?
Man, he's taking forever to wake up.
You always complain that I chose this place over you. What are we left with?
Well, you're left with a dead
Disappoint
son.
each other anymore.
Yeah. Sorry, my sympathy is really, minimal.
They're gonna kill him, right? If they catch him, he's dead.
Exactly.
How can you be good with that?
Exactly.
Well, Eugene believed in me. He accepted me for me. Good people do.
Oh my God, I'm gonna cry.
He didn't know any of this was gonna happen.
But it did. He'll get a trial.
A fair one?
Nope.
Gotta go.
Yeah,
Have fun.
me too.
And I love them together, don't get me wrong, but I feel like Mercer really wants to believe in this place, and I
You
love
want
that.
this
I
nuts?
do, but it's just,
Do the
that's
leg
not how it is.
No, I'm fine. Brought back memories of Henry.
Yeah. Oh, honey.
You know, I
Oh, no.
used to be married once. I kept saying no for the next 6 months.
Why?
I'm not sure. Our time together, those years in Alexandria, was the happiest moments of my life.
Having spaghetti dinners with Daryl. It was cute. It was
After he
adorable.
died, anything to take back just one of those no's.
Oh my
One
god.
more day together.
Oh my god. I'm trying to blink away the tears because I don't want to full on cry. But, you know, I had to know that it was going to be Aaron that would get me. Oh, no, 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 no. Run.
Stop!
Shit. I was really hoping they were going to get her and get out.
I have suffered from bouts of depression for years and recently stopped taking my medication.
Oh my god.
Find
Max.
their hearts.
Just stop!
I know he's trying to save his
Silence.
sister. I'm not
And what?
trying to be,
Say
but
Eugene
it's
was
ridiculous.
criminal? I think he would have liked Eugene.
Oh my god.
I think he would have been proud of what we tried to do here. And I think he would have been ashamed of you.
Mercer, take it in, take it in. I know it's tough, babe. But you know what? If Eugene wasn't around, you wouldn't have a sister to save.
Tired of standing on the proverbial sidelines. You'd be wise to step aside, Hoss.
Eugene.
No need for this to get ugly.
Eugene!
Very well.
Stop. Stop! Eugene, stop it. Stop it. Daryl's like, okay.
Go ahead.
Oh my god.
Because I'm a coward.
No. Oh my god, stop it. We've gone past this.
you're smart. I'm a liability, always have been.
Oh my god,
Among
Eugene.
others. I'm ashamed to say it's my only discernible skill.
That's also vastly not true.
Do you think people are born brave? Or did they become it?
Stop. Eugene.
Both.
Who won the war with the saviors? Who did? Fucking you did, Eugene.
have Eugene?
Yeah.
So stop. I don't like hearing this bullshit that you're a coward.
That's good.
Were you? Sure.
Be out in the world.
Are you now?
hide for a
No.
bit until the Commonwealth
I'm
gets
angry.
forward. Crazy shit is happening, man.
All the more reason to stay. He and Max started something. What better time to fight for it than when the powers that be are frightened?
No.
But I've known a lot of guys who I thought were good men. Don't always turn out to be.
He's a good man.
Maybe this time I deserve more than just the best of a bad situation.
Oh. Oh, princess.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you absolutely do. Know your worth, sweetie. I love you.
And whatever you decide, I'm here.
Of course he is. I'm gonna cry again. She just like... She was so alone for so long, and there are these people who have stuck by her. Eugene being one, you know, like... Oh my god, it's just... my heart. Does he know that Sebastian got killed?
I have a lot to say.
Okay. You might not want to.
What matters most is that you're here.
You killed my son.
This is because of them. From Hilltop, Alexandria. It all started with them. The
Yeah.
descent.
If you win, you get to live.
Uh-oh.
I don't understand.
No way. No way!
Body's so warm. Keep my son right.
What
But you've been out there, you've seen what's waiting. It could be a lot worse.
Don't say that. And they both start acting like they're my dad, you know? Start tying me up, throwing me in a closet. When I acted out, leave me there for hours. So they take turns beating me. And all I hear was, Juanita, it could be worse. But you know what? Fuck that thinking.
Oh my God.
Right? This place is starting to look a lot like my stepdad. I'm not my mom.
That's right. Oh my God. I didn't think I'd be crying this much.
When I see a man, I see a monster. I've been seeing them like that long before, but I know that's not you. I just want you to know that.
Oh my God. How do I look? Great? Like, how am I doing? I can't even see through the tears, so. Well, that's a problem. Wow, there's quite a few of them.
You good?
Here we go, quick, quick. There's a lot of them. And Jerry's injured. This is why I was upset about Jerry being injured. Okay, well, that doesn't seem to be stopping him at all. Never mind. I just fuck you then.
What the hell?
No way!
We can make a jump for it. Maybe.
No problem.
Oh my God. There is no way this is, what the fuck? Oh, not you climbing. Not you climbing, you little shit. Aaron, look alive. Or Jerry, look alive. Somebody look alive. Man, doing all that with a knife.
How the hell did a walker do that?
Man, Aaron, you just ripped that skin right off. Ooh.
I've heard stories about walkers like this that can climb walls and open doors. I was never sure if they were just stories.
Oh,
I hope not.
well,
Sure you're okay to
there's
travel?
damning evidence.
Come on, man. That's my-
Oh, God. Aww. Cute.
Ezekiel could be king again.
Oh.
I don't know. Feels more like this place was built for King Jerry.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Yes, King Jerry.
And it's time I bid you adieu.
Oh God. Oh God.
But what kind of man would I be if I didn't try?
What? That's a lie. If you stay here, they will kill you.
I know it's not logical. I know I didn't believe. I trusted you because I always knew.
Oh.
You were right. It's gonna be okay.
Oh my God. No, not Rosita crying. Fuck.
I'd like for you to give something to Coco for me.
Oh no.
Maybe like after age 15.
I can't. No. Fuck. Guys, I'm not okay.
I confess to causing the unintentional death of Mr. Milton in the melee that followed.
Anything else?
I acted alone. Maxine Mercer may have been present, but had nothing to do with any of it.
Eugene, I fucking love you. But I'm crying.
Take him.
Mercer, you better do something to save him. crying way too much. I'm crying way too much.
Is everyone ready?
Shit, what? Get him! Get him!
Your friends have been.
Oh my god! Oh my goodness. So I needed to kind of touch up a little bit before doing my thoughts. I'm pretty sure I was looking like a whole ass mess by the end of that reaction with all of the tears and the streaking. But I will say, my liner stayed pretty on point, and I'm just, you know, I don't really know why makeup companies don't sponsor me. I really test out their products. That maybe that's why they don't sponsor me. Anyway, oh my god. Okay, I don't even know. I loved that episode, which is really interesting to say because I cried a lot. You know, beginning of this episode, or not at the beginning, but, you know, midway, I guess, Aaron started talking about Eric, and I was like, okay, I'm going to try not to cry because I have a lot of things to film today, and I was like, please don't cry. Please don't cry. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. Because, you know, when I cry, then I get all sniffly, and then it's just like for the rest of the day, I'm not feeling 100%. Sometimes it causes headaches. It's a whole thing. Then, and I held myself together. And that's pretty impressive, seeing as you guys know how I feel about Aaron. You know. But then Princess came out and said, oh, really, bitch? Oh, really, bitch? No, I'm going to make you cry. I'm going to make you cry right now. And then Eugene and Rosita just said, I mean, they were like, you know, if you thought you were crying before, oh my God, can we not with it? I mean, it's just, it's crazy. It's crazy. Anyway, okay, I wanted to first talk about, I love these openings, kind of focusing on these characters that we have been with for such a long time. Obviously, the first episode of these last 8 episodes was kind of like an overall with a bunch of different people. Kind of with a little focus on Rick, which I like. But, you know, with Judith kind of speaking overhead, but we had Daryl in the last episode when he was kind of dealing with how he felt as like being this sort of parent to Judith and all of the issues with that. We had Eugene this episode, so what is that? So there's going to be 7 if you discount the first one, kind of being, so we have Eugene, Daryl, Carol, Maggie, Rosita, Gabriel, and Aaron. I want to say that those are the people who have been on the longest that I think deserve that credit. If we are doing the characters. I mean, there's been plenty of characters after the fact. I hope I'm not missing anybody. But there's been plenty of characters after the fact that have made a substantial mark on this show. But those would be I think the oldest. And Judith, technically. But I think she's doing the voiceover. So to Judith, you're doing great, girl. But yeah. Just a random thing. But this was really focused on Eugene. I love that. And I love Eugene. I have a very, very deep love for Eugene because I do think he is one of those characters who has really come a long way and has changed. And I think sometimes the magic of The Walking Dead is like taking some characters that in the beginning you're not, you know, doing some things that you don't agree with or whatever, and then really kind of making you feel for them and root for them. One of the biggest moments, I think, for me, just in The Walking Dead, but specifically to Eugene, was, you know, this big showdown with the Saviors, and all their guns popped off. Oh my God, you know, I felt so proud in that moment. It was a heavy amount of adrenaline I felt in that moment of just, because there was a big question within that season. And I know that season had a lot of things against it, and it's not everybody's favorite. I totally get that. But something that I actually loved about that season was Eugene's arc. You know, this guy who is known as a coward for so long, and he, at the end of the day, he did what he needed to do for the people who have given him so much, and you know, in honoring of Abraham and everything like that. And there was a genuine question, you know, Eugene, up until that point, for the most part, was very self-preservation. Not completely. I don't want to say he didn't have any changes up until that point, but obviously what happened at that lineup was very traumatic for him, and as it was traumatic for everybody. But I love that there was this growth in this character of somebody who lied, who has been a coward, who has gotten people killed because he's a coward. I mean, there's just a lot going on with all of that, right? But he has grown. And I think since that point, I have truly viewed Eugene as a very different person than I viewed him before, you know, the Savior War, in my opinion. And that's why I was just getting so triggered and so mad. And I understand that some of you don't like Eugene. I don't really, you know, but I don't care. I love his character development. And when he was saying, "Oh, I'm just a coward," I was like, you better shut your fucking mouth right now. I don't want to hear that shit about you. After all of the work that you've done, after all of the times that you have put yourself on the line and stood by your family, like, get out of here. Get out of here with that nonsense. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. He's a very different man today than when he first entered the show. And just so many things were just, and I as upset as I am that Eugene is now at the mercy of the Commonwealth and possibly Rosita. I don't know how that didn't sound good. She fought though. She was like, bitch. I love Rosita so much. Anyway, okay. I don't like the fact that he is now sort of at the mercy of the Commonwealth, but I do think that it is very appropriate for his character now to kind of not really just run away for self-preservation. And I feel like that's really important. That they focused on that specifically in this episode, that he is the type of man who is going to just possibly go down doing what's right. You know, is it better to live as a coward or die as a hero? And, you know, he had a lot of years of doing everything he could, or a lot of time, I guess, doing everything that he could to survive, to surround himself with people who would protect him. And to just see how he is becoming the protector now, it really warms my heart. And I love, one of my favorite character developments of this show has been Eugene. And Josh, you're brilliant. You're so fucking brilliant. I love you. There were things that were warm in my heart, particularly with Eugene's story in this. And, you know, I always love so very much what this show kind of stands for in some regards. And I'm not saying that there's never been conflict or division or anything like that. But one of the things that I, you know, really believe is, like, Rick Grimes in his legacy is this idea that there is a family built, and it's all different kinds of people. You know, it's all different kinds of people. You could be very, very different in so many different ways, but particularly with these people who have been surviving together for such a long time, there is a camaraderie, there is a family, and there is a, you know, in the moment in the beginning, it's all like messy and chaotic and Eugene's running around trying to find Max or whatever. Daryl grabs him and he's like, okay, we got to get you to safety. Daryl clocks everything that's happening and he's like, okay, now it's time to save Eugene. What do we do? How do we figure this out? And Daryl and Rosita are on it. And it's like that moment where Eugene's kind of saying like, oh no, you don't have to do this for me. Like, bitch, shut up. Yes, we do. Your family, that's it. Done. The argument is done. And it's just, I love this. I don't know. I always find it to be just so unbelievably heartwarming. You know, and I understand that Eugene doesn't want anybody to stick out their neck for him because he cares very deeply about both Daryl and especially Rosita. It just warms my heart, you know, and as soon as he's like, I can't leave without my beloved, which was adorable, but like Rosita's like, okay, I'll go find her. Let's figure it out. This is what we got to do. There's not a ton of discussion. It's just how it is. And I just wanted to make a note of that. I really love that vibe that, you know, when we think about this like really tight-knit group that was surviving together specifically around like the season 4, season 5-ish sort of era before they got into like bigger communities and bigger wars and things, you know, there's this just absolute, I mean, the way that this family was so glued together, it was just making me emotional in and of itself. Other very significant scenes. I mean, the scene where Eugene was putting it up to gonna fight Daryl, and I love Daryl in that moment, you know, because he really he just saw his friend who he survived alongside for so long. Like, he just saw him be really stressed out and really hurt, and you know, it was more about, you know, it's funny because I felt like Daryl was slightly comforting in that moment, even though he's a man of few words, you know? And he kind of was saying the same thing that I was, where, you know, when Eugene was like, I'm a coward. And they're like, aren't we past this? Like, I feel like both me and Daryl were like, I don't really think you are anymore. I think we're past this craziness. And Daryl's like, you're smart. And, you know, I mean, possibly you getting captured isn't going to help Max at all. You know, like, let's be smart about this. Let's figure this out. You got to, you know, and it was a very beautiful moment, and a kind of comforting moment. And I loved that. I did laugh at Eugene trying to... Sweetie, stop it. It was funny. And then obviously at the end of the episode, oh my God, Eugene and Rosita. And this is what I'm talking about. These are two characters. I knew they were introduced together, and they're very commonly associated with each other because they are so... Their storylines run have always kind of been intertwined in a lot of ways. It's just two people who are, I would say, vastly different, especially when they started out. You know, I mean, we have Eugene, who was a coward, did a lot to survive that didn't have to do with sticking his neck out. And Rosita's like the exact opposite. She only stuck her neck out. You know, she was really a fighter through and through. And she even like sort of went back a little bit because once she had Coco, I think that was, you know, we've talked a little bit about the fact that she feels like now I can't just be as fearless of a warrior as I typically am because I got a daughter to raise now. And this relationship between the two, and they've had some rocky moments and some not great, and there's just a lot going on. Whew. But at this point, you know, I think they are as much as you can call best friends in this world, and just this strong relationship between the two. I mean, what felt like a goodbye at the end of that episode, I could barely see the screen through my tears. It was just too much. And you just think about the history between these two, everything that they've been through, the good and the bad, because there's been both, very significantly both. And it just meant so much to me for them to put a spotlight on this specific relationship. And just the way that she didn't want to let him go, you know, I totally love the fact that he took the time to, he's not going to be a coward, and, you know, I get it, you know, I do, but it's like part of me is just like, Eugene, I don't want anything bad to happen to you. I'm just in awe of this episode with that specifically. Okay, I'm going to try to talk about Princess, and we're not going to cry, okay? Okay, Princess, this is another thing. You know, this idea of having each other's back. And, you know, I've talked about Princess before. She always makes me kind of emotional, particularly with her relationship with Yumiko, Ezekiel, and Eugene, because, you know, they were the ones who found her. And she was alone, and not just she was alone. She thought she didn't deserve love. She thought she didn't deserve friends or family or happiness. And these three showed her that not only did they give her maybe somebody to rely on or trust in whatever sense, but they gave her self-confidence, her believing that she deserves. I mean, when she said to Ezekiel in this episode, like, I deserve more than just the best of a bad situation, it's just such a, I don't know that she felt that truly about herself before she met these people. And for that alone, she cares deeply for Eugene. I want to talk about Mercer very quickly. I love Mercer, and I think at the end of the day, he's gonna come through. Or maybe that's just wishful thinking. I hope he comes through for Eugene, because I'm over it if he doesn't. Like, I'll just be so upset. Man, I still like him, but you know what I mean. And I understand that he knows somebody's gonna have to take a fall for this, and he really doesn't want it to be his sister, and I get that. But there is for sure something to be said about the fact that, like, I mean, Eugene did what he did saving your sister's life. And he's also just somebody so near and dear and important to your, do we say girlfriend? Beloved. Your beloved. You know. And what Princess was saying, ooh, somebody help me. Somebody help me. That was too much. And I knew as soon as she started talking, I was like, I'm going to cry. But, like, the way that she explained, and I loved the writing of it so much, was like, I hate when people say it could be worse. Because I've been told that my whole life. It could be worse. You have a roof over your head. And the way that she just conveyed so very strongly to him about why she had to go. And this is, I mean, as much as this was a big episode for Eugene, this was a big episode for Mercer. Because he was getting, from the two people that probably, I think it's fair to say he cares about the most, with Max and Princess, kind of really laying it out for him of like, we can't be okay with the status quo. And if you don't want to fight, that's fine. but I'm going to fight. Or in Princess's case, like, she needs to go. She is not going to stick around in a place that will take out Eugene, who, not to sound dramatic, but in her, like, has saved her life. One of the people who has taken her in and saved her life and given her a reason to live and to go on. You're just going to put him to death because it's convenient for Pamela, and then cover up everything that he will possibly die to expose? Meaning if he gets sent to death or whatever. I mean, it was just such a significant episode. I mean, for Princess, of course, for her to... She really was standing her ground, and she knew. She knew what she was going to do, and I loved the way that she explained it to Mercer. She explained it, and I loved what she said at the end, where she said, you know, for a while I kind of associated guys with monsters, but I know that's not you. And it's really important for you to say that. And I love when characters do that. I'm going to try not to get emotional. And I've said this before, if somebody means something to you, or has shown you something important, or has just the way that you think about them, tell them. And maybe this is just from the perspective of an overthinker, but it's refreshing to hear that reassurance. And she didn't have to say that in that moment, but she did. And she said, I just want you to know that I believe deep down in my core that you are a good guy. And this is not because I think that you're anything other than that, you know? And I thought that was important. Because I feel the same. It's not that I don't have anything against Mercer. I love Mercer. I think he's great. I think there is a part of him, you know, it was really significant. I think what Negan said to him in the other episode, where Negan's like, just, why are you playing by the rules when nobody else will? And I understand that there is an element of Mercer wanting, you know, I don't want to stoop to the level of other people not playing by the rules. But if you're playing by the rules, nobody else is, and that's getting good people killed and excusing the actions of the not so great people, that's when it's an issue, right? You know, I love the mentality of some of these people. You know, Ezekiel wants to stay. He wants to stay. He doesn't think that running away is going to help. He wants to help the people. He wants to make the Commonwealth a great place. Is that a hopeless cause? Maybe. But, I mean, it's Ezekiel. He's fucking filled with hope and dreams and fucking optimism. We loved it. And yet I smile, bitch. You know what I mean? Okay. Anyway, I just, you know, so... that was so significant. Mercer's journey, I think, is going to be very, very significant. And I think he's going to pull through for Eugene. Let's hope. Let's hope. Anyway. Oh my God. I mean, I love the little moment, I do want to say, between Aaron and Lydia. I loved Aaron opening up about Eric because, you know, you guys know. And I thought Aaron was going to be the one to do it because you guys know how I feel about Aaron. You know I love him. I love the majority of characters in this show, but Aaron's just a teensy little bit above everybody else because I just love him so much. And it only slightly has to do with his glorious beard. I'm just kidding. I love Aaron regardless. It helps. But I mean, it was kind of nice for her to hear that, because we know that, I mean, Lydia struggles with quite a few things, I think, but I think moving on and letting go of Henry is really, really hard for her. And I liked the moment between the two of them. And all right, I just want to talk very briefly, about what in the fuck happened there. What happened there? First of all, that crew between Aaron, Jerry, Lydia, Elijah, all genuine people that I feel like are pretty unproblematic, kind of really wholesome, lovely people that we root for. I mean, I've talked so much on this channel about, like, is there anybody who hates Jerry? Because there are a lot of polarizing characters in this show. Jerry has to be the one that I feel like is not at all, and everybody loves him. And if you don't like Jerry, I think you should just keep that to yourself, okay? Don't come out with that. It's not going to go well for you. Anyway, but and just watching this, I was like, and then Jerry hurts himself. Already nervous about that. Because you know that means that there's going to be running at some point, right? Somebody hurts their leg, they're like, great, it's going to be running. And Jerry of all people. And I'm just sitting here like, I don't like this. I love all all four of these people. Like, and I don't want, and all, any of them could go. You know, we don't have any confirmation. I was very nervous. And then let me to walk you through. I don't even know what I was thinking. I was confused, okay? Because there are all these walkers fly out of nowhere, right? Okay, cool, whatever. Then and like, okay, it did have a little bit of that syndrome that happens every so often in The Walking Dead, where it's like they just hear like one noise or two noises or whatever, and they're like, and then just like a ton of walkers. I feel like you would have heard all of the a little bit before there's like 30 of them on you. Maybe there wasn't that much, but it seemed like a lot. Anyway, regardless, the running around and then like the doors moving, which to me, I was just sort of like, well, maybe it's just bumping into the, but they were like whisperers. And I was like, what do you mean whisperers? Like, are we really like throwing in that? I mean, you guys know how I feel about the whisperers. I actually really like them as a villain. So like, I'm not opposed to it, but I was also like really confused. I was just like, the whisperers? Like, is that what's happening? Like, what the fuck? And we're just throwing this in here? Like, all this Commonwealth bullshit. I'm over here crying about Eugene. I guess I wasn't. Was I crying at that point? Possibly I was crying at that point. I don't remember. But, like, there's a lot going on. And then we got Aaron and Jerry and Lydia and Elijah. And then just, what is going on? And then we got the fucking, like, climbing walkers. Okay, now listen. We have seen that there are different types or whatever. That World Beyond post-credit scene in season 2 was like one of my favorite post-credit scenes of like anything ever. Really, truly. I lost my damn mind. My mind was gone. It went out the window. But so we know that like that did get introduced for a reason. And I am just like, so now like I don't even know what to make of it. But it's just, they're climbing and there's doors and they're picking up rocks and I'm not about it, okay? Because that's the last thing we fucking need, is that for these walkers to get like smarter or to like maybe possibly have, I assume it's something like muscle memory from when they're alive or something like that. I don't know. I'm not a scientist, okay? That's not my job. I'm just here to cry in front of a camera. But, and then when I tell you, what the fuck, when Aaron went to go rip off the mask and it was just his skin, oh my God, somebody help me. Somebody help me. I'm not ready for the rest of this season. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. You know what also I'm not ready for? Just a side note for whatever they're going to find in Oceanside. I mean, it will be hilarious if they get to Oceanside and everybody's okay, but I just have a feeling that that's not going to be the case and it's just going to, like, listen. Like, listen. Guys, what's going on? Can we talk? The fuck is that? All right. I think that's about it. I talked a lot. I loved this episode. I loved that we were focusing on just so many things, and I just cried. Man, I just cried. And that's gonna be me for, I feel like, the rest of these fucking episodes, just me crying, because it's not even about what they're talking about. And it is, you know, what Princess was saying, that got to me, and what Eugene was saying, it got to me. Like, it is about what they are showing, but it's also about, I mean, I was like really crying during that, like, Eugene and Rosita scene, because I'm just thinking about everything that they've been through. And if that's how it's gonna go for the rest of these fucking episodes, then somebody needs to save me. I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it. I don't know. It's a lot saying goodbye to your favorite show. I understand that there's spin-offs coming and stuff, but it's not the same. It's a lot. And I cried. And we'll probably continue to cry. Stay tuned for the next episode. I'm sure I'll cry there too. Maybe not. Somebody help me. All right. Anyway, I think that's it. If you would like to support me on Patreon or subscribe, I would really appreciate it. But if not, I'm just happy that you were here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.